So if you already have one elderberry bush, then you do not need to buy more. This rule also applies if your neighbors or friends have elderberry bushes as well. These are probably one of the easiest things that I have ever propagated on our homestead. So you can take just one of these beautiful plants and turn it into a ton of free clones. And in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how. Hi, my name is Brooke Jones with Large Family Homestead, and we have had these elderberry bushes now, I want to say anywhere from 3 to 5 years. I'm making a guess here because I'm not 100% sure. I know that we've had them for quite a while. I would say that we've been harvesting off of them for probably 3 years. So I'm going to take a guess and say we've had them for 4 years. As you can see, they have tons of beautiful white flowers on them. And all of those white flowers are going to turn into clusters of berries. So we actually only have, this is a plant here, and then this is one right here. I think we have a total of 3 plants right now. No joke, they take up a ton of space, guys. Please be careful where you plant your elderberry because they need a ton of space. And then that right there is the 4th one that we just planted last year. These two, like I said, they take up a crazy amount of space. So make sure wherever you're planting them, guys, you have the room. I will tell you guys though, the bees absolutely love these flowers. I will also mention that these flowers can also be used as well. So we could actually take and harvest some of these flowers and use them for things. Most of the time though, we use the berries. And there are tons of things that you can use berries for. If you guys don't know, take some time and research a little bit on the elderberry, guys, because it is very useful. And for reference, we are in Northeast Texas in Garden Zone 8B. So let me show you guys what you need to get started. You're gonna need a cup or a glass of water or a pot of potting soil, and rooting hormone is optional. I don't use rooting hormone with mine. I've never had an issue so far. And then you're gonna need some pruning shears, guys. Make sure that they're clean and make sure that they're sharp. Whenever you guys are doing cuttings for clones, your pruning shears have to be sharp because if you don't get a clean cut, it won't work. So let me show you guys how to pick a branch to cut and use for this propagation. So we're gonna go around here and I'm gonna be looking for like pencil thick stems. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be looking for. We're gonna be looking for like a pencil thick stem that we can take and use for our plant. Honestly, I want to take this one right here. I know it has some flowers on it, but honestly, this is the one that I want to take right here and use for my plants. You can see it has a nice pencil thick stem. It's got a bunch of leaf nodes on it. That's very important. We want multiple nodes, guys, growing nodes when we're getting started. I will have to cut the flowers off because they won't be useful once I take this branch off. But guys, I feel like we have enough flowers to not have to worry about that too much. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my pruning shears here and I'm going to make the cut. Now, whenever you guys are cutting plants, a good rule of thumb is to cut at a 45-degree angle. And you want to cut right under a leaf node, okay? So I'll show you guys when I take this off real quick. You can see that those pruning shears were nice and sharp and they made a nice clean cut off of this branch, okay? Like I was showing, this branch is about pencil thick right here. I normally like to go for the softer wood, the green ones, in my opinion. I have done like the hardwood ones, but I feel like, I don't know, the green ones have just been easier. Now, when I'm talking about growing nodes, I'm talking about where these leaves are coming out at, okay? Do you see these nodes on the plants? Everywhere where the leaves are coming out, that is a growing node. Right there is a growing node. That's the one that I cut right underneath, okay? So right here, these are the growing nodes. You're going to want to have multiples of these on the plant or the branch that you take off. And the reason for that is that's where the roots are going to come out, okay? So that's a very important step. And normally you can just pinch these off the leaves, right? Wherever the ones that are going to be under the soil or the water, we're going to go ahead and pinch those off. And normally pinching them off is good enough. So you're just going to take it in your pinch and we're going to pinch. And the reason why you're taking a bunch of these off too, not only because this is going to be under the soil or the water, but also because they're going to take unnecessary energy from the plant. And then another thing that we're going to do, guys, is we're going to cut off the flowers. Now, this would be a good case of a time where you could just use these flowers for something, and that's probably what I'll do, is I'll just take these flowers and I will use them for something. I'm going to cut them right here above this leaf node, not under. I'm not going to cut into this leaf node. I'm going to cut directly above it at a 45-degree angle. When we're taking this, we're going to take it, see right here, right where these leaf nodes are. We're going to take our pruning shears, and we're literally just going to cut right above that flower node, okay? So take a look at that, see? Just the flowers by themselves, and then we have that right there, right above the leaves. And then I'm literally just gonna go ahead and take this, I'm gonna put it in my water. Right now, I'm gonna have to get something bigger for that because that is a bigger branch, and I will get something bigger for it that actually like comes up to like here on there, either a bigger pot of soil or another thing of water. I'm literally just throwing in there for now, for video's sake, and until I can get it back up into the house. I will take the flowers with me because we can use them for something. So the reason why we love propagating elderberries, guys, is because, first of all, it's free plants. We're expanding our food production. This is a great way to share your plants with family or friends. And like I said, the bees absolutely love these flowers. So this is a great way to make sure pollinators have enough food. Now, if I had to take a guess at how long rooting has taken, normally I would start to see some sort of root development, maybe like even just like tiny little white things starting to come out of the plant after maybe a couple weeks. If your plant starts to get sad right after doing this, it's very common, but normally it will perk back up, okay? So I would say normally it takes at least a couple weeks for me to see anything. I wish I could show you guys something, but this is the first one that I've done this year, so there's not really much I can show you. I will tell you that the 2 plants on the back there that were really big did come from these plants. So we have done this successfully. I would say that my success rate with these is pretty high, probably around 80%. I think I've normally taken, let me think, last time I think I took like 3 cuttings and we wound up planting I think 2 of them. So that was really good. And we're going to transplant these when these have a bunch of nice, thick, white roots on them. I would say normally that takes about 6 to 8 weeks until you're ready to actually plant these, unless you put them right away in a pot of soil. And yes, I do plant them right away once they're ready. I don't keep them inside the house. These normally do fine in my area, just putting them right outside once they're rooted. So if you've been thinking about propagating elderberries, guys, this is your sign to get started. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. I am happy to help. I am curious, what is your favorite thing that you have propagated on your own? And I'm not talking about seedlings, but I'm talking about like taking cuttings and propagating them yourself. So like trees, shrubs, that kind of stuff. So what is your favorite thing that you have propagated on your homestead? If this has been helpful to you, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up also. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe.